If you were to look ahead 5 years into your future, what would you see? Most people believe the answer lies somewhere in external forces, luck, opportunity, or circumstances beyond their control. But the truth is far more powerful and far more uncomfortable. Your future is being shaped right now, every single day, by the small habits you either practice or ignore. It's not the big, dramatic moments of success or failure that determine where you'll end up. It's the tiny, almost invisible decisions you make when no one is watching. The snooze button. The skipped workout. The book you never opened. The uncomfortable conversation you avoid. These choices are building your destiny, brick by brick. Most people drift through life unaware they're running on autopilot, trapped by routines they never question. But whether you realize it or not, your habits are compounding silently, like investments you're making into your future. Good habits compound toward success. Bad habits compound toward regret. The life you're living today is simply a reflection of the habits you've tolerated up until now. Ignore this reality, and you hand your future over to chance. Embrace it, and you reclaim your power. The question isn't whether your habits are shaping your future, they already are. The only question worth asking is this: are they building the life you want, or the life you fear? One of the biggest lies that keeps people stuck is this: I need to feel motivated before I can take action. This belief traps millions in cycles of delay and regret. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the weather. Those who build extraordinary lives don't wait to feel ready, they understand a simple truth: action comes first. Emotion follows. Most people live with this pattern in reverse. They tell themselves they need inspiration before they can move forward. But modern psychology and neuroscience reveal something powerful: action rewires the brain. When you take action, you create momentum. When you create momentum, your emotions shift. Energy increases. Confidence grows. Clarity sharpens. None of this happens if you're sitting idle, waiting to feel inspired. Those who win in life understand this secret. Winners act first. Losers hesitate. Consider how world-class athletes train. They don't ask themselves how they feel before practice. They show up. They trust the process. They understand that showing up is what changes how they feel, not the other way around. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through repetition, by moving forward when it's uncomfortable. Identity is shaped by repeated action. When you behave like someone disciplined, focused, and committed, you become that person. Over time, your brain starts to trust you. Your self-image shifts. The truth is simple: you don't need motivation to change your life. You need consistency. Small, repeated action reshapes everything: your habits, your beliefs, and eventually, your results. This is the mindset shift most people never make, but once you understand it, you'll no longer be a slave to your emotions. You'll be in control of your future. How you begin your day often determines how the rest of it will unfold. The first hour of your morning acts as the steering wheel for your focus, energy, and productivity. Yet, most people start their days defeated before they've even begun, reaching for their phones, rushing through their routines, and reacting to the world before taking a single moment for themselves. They set their mornings on autopilot, and in doing so, they set their lives on autopilot. But there's a better way. Those who understand the power of routine treat their mornings with respect. They recognize that those quiet early moments carry enormous influence. The mind, fresh from sleep, is open, pliable, and ready to be shaped. If you begin with purpose, discipline, and clarity, those qualities will carry forward into every decision you make. The battle for success is often won long before the world even wakes up. It's won through intention, not accident. Simple habits matter. Movement before screens. Stillness before chaos. Defining your priorities before distractions have a chance to creep in. Even 10 minutes of purposeful action, journaling, affirmations, or visualizing your goals, can rewire your brain toward resilience and focus. Neuroscience confirms it. Early routines influence your dopamine pathways, shaping motivation and mood throughout the day. This isn't just theory. It's biology. If you want to win in life, start by winning your mornings. Build a ritual that strengthens your mindset, energizes your body, and sharpens your focus. Over time, this practice compounds into something powerful: self-respect. And from that foundation, everything else, your work, your habits, your success, becomes significantly easier. In today's world, attention is one of the most valuable currencies you possess. Where your focus goes, your energy flows, and ultimately, your future is shaped. Yet most people give their attention away carelessly. They scroll without thinking, react without pause, and allow other people's priorities to dictate their day. Bit by bit, their mental energy leaks away, draining their potential before they've even realized what's happened. Focus isn't something we're naturally gifted anymore. In a world designed to distract us, focus must be protected, trained, and fiercely guarded. Studies show that each time you switch between tasks, your brain loses momentum and struggles to regain its depth. This phenomenon, called attention residue, explains why people often end their days exhausted yet feel they've accomplished so little. Scattered focus leads to scattered outcomes. To reclaim your attention, you must treat it like gold. Create rituals that protect it. Block out time for deep, uninterrupted work. Silence the distractions. Design environments that encourage clarity, not chaos. Whether it's turning off your phone, setting boundaries with people, or creating a focused workspace, control the inputs, and you sharpen the outputs. The highest achievers don't allow the outside world to control their attention. They protect it because they know it's the gateway to creating results. Focus on problems, and you multiply stress. Focus on growth, and you multiply progress. Attention is leverage. What you feed will grow. Discipline and focus leads to discipline in life. Guard it. Direct it. And watch how everything begins to align with greater clarity, energy, and purpose. Discipline isn't something you debate. It's a standard you set in advance. One of the greatest reasons people struggle to build lasting habits is because they leave too much room for negotiation. They plan to wake up early, to exercise, to work on their goals, but when the moment arrives, they let excuses speak louder than their original intention. This is how discipline quietly dies. Not in dramatic failures, but in the small, silent moments of hesitation. The people who achieve lasting success eliminate the internal conversation entirely. They decide once and live according to that decision, no matter the circumstance. It's not about how they feel in the moment, it's about the identity they've committed to. There's no debate. No delay. No second guessing. They've learned that every time you negotiate with yourself, you weaken your standards and strengthen your excuses. Discipline is about drawing a line in the sand and saying, "This is who I am." The gym isn't a choice, it's part of who you are. Working on your craft isn't optional, it's how you operate. Every small promise you keep builds trust in yourself. Over time, this compounding self-respect becomes an unstoppable force. When you act without negotiation, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of indecision. Progress becomes automatic because your actions align with your standards, not your feelings. This is why disciplined people seem so consistent. It's not superhuman willpower, it's clarity of identity. They see themselves as disciplined, so discipline becomes effortless. The key is this: decide who you are, set your standards, and align your actions. No negotiations required. You don't become disciplined, focused, or successful by talking about it. Identity isn't built through words, it's shaped through repeated action. Too many people speak of the life they want, but their behaviors tell a completely different story. They say they crave success, yet their daily actions are inconsistent, reactive, and lacking purpose. This disconnect is why they remain stuck. Your identity, the person you believe yourself to be, is shaped through every choice you make, no matter how small. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. This is why habits matter so much more than intentions. You don't wake up one day full of confidence, discipline, and purpose. You earn that identity through action, through evidence, through proof. Small choices, compounded over time, build unshakable self-belief. Start simple, but start consistently. Wake up when you said you would. Follow through on your commitments. Complete the work you promised yourself you'd do. These acts may seem insignificant in isolation, but together they send a powerful message to your subconscious: this is who I am now. Over time, your habits shape your self-image, and your self-image shapes your future. Most people fail because they keep waiting for clarity, motivation, or the perfect timing. The truth is simpler: clarity comes through action. Confidence comes through evidence. Identity comes through repetition. If you want to become the person you admire, start acting like them today. Not perfectly, persistently. Over time, the gap between who you are and who you want to be will close. That's not motivation. That's transformation. Mediocrity doesn't arrive in one big, dramatic moment. It creeps in quietly, through small compromises, delayed decisions, and the silent lowering of your standards when no one is watching. It's not built overnight, it's built in the days you let yourself off the hook, the moments you choose comfort over growth, the habits you fail to question. Over time, these tiny choices compound into something far heavier than failure: regret. Think of two people starting from the same place. One compounds discipline. The other compounds excuses. In 1 year, their lives look similar. In 5 years, one is thriving while the other feels stuck. In 10, they are living in entirely different realities. That's the quiet, invisible power of habits: they either set you free or trap you. If you aren't actively shaping your habits are silently shaping your future. Mediocrity is the slow erosion of potential through inaction. Excellence is the slow elevation of potential through deliberate, daily effort. Breaking free starts with a decision, not a perfect plan, not a burst of motivation, but a refusal to negotiate with your lesser self. Stop waiting for conditions to change. Stop hoping circumstances will shift. You change. You act. You decide who you want to become, and you prove it through your behavior. It's not about perfection. It's about direction. Your future self is already waiting, watching to see if you'll honor them or betray them with today's habits. Success isn't determined by talent. It's determined by small, consistent actions that seem insignificant but create unstoppable momentum over time. The choice is yours. And it starts now. Success is never an accident. It's the natural result of intentional living, of shaping your habits, your focus, and your actions to align with the person you want to become. The life you dream of isn't waiting for perfect timing, ideal circumstances, or sudden bursts of motivation. It's waiting for you to make a decision. A decision to raise your standards and act with consistency. Every small habit compounds. Every choice matters. Each moment either pulls you closer to your future success or anchors you to where you are. The people who rise, who build lives of freedom, fulfillment, and impact, aren't waiting for life to change. They change. They decide. They act. And through those daily choices, they build an identity so strong that success becomes inevitable. This is your reminder: you already hold the key. The only question is whether you'll use it. This is one key, but if you want the whole vault, subscribe. Join us on this journey to unlock the principles of success, wealth, and personal power, strategies rooted in timeless wisdom and modern understanding. There's more ahead. Let's open the vault, together.